Today, we're going to unpack the incredible story of how a city with literally zero gold mines of its own ended up becoming one of the biggest, most powerful players in the entire global gold market. It's a wild ride. Let's get into it. So, you know how this works, right? When there's geopolitical tension, a crisis, investors get nervous and they run to gold as a safe haven. That pushes the price up. But just recently, something really weird happened. A major crisis hit, and gold prices, they actually went down. So the big question is, why? Okay, so there are a few of the usual suspects that economists point to. For one, gold had already had a massive price spike, so maybe it was just due for a cool down. At the same time, you had US bonds offering great returns, pulling money away. And of course, when stock markets get shaky, investors sometimes have to sell their gold just to cover their losses. Pretty standard stuff. But the thing is, that is not the whole story. Not even close. There's another, much less obvious factor that was pulling the strings behind the scenes. And that factor is the city of Dubai. Okay, so check this out. Because of disruptions to cargo flights in the region, traders in Dubai suddenly found themselves sitting on huge stockpiles of gold they couldn't ship out. I mean, their vaults were full. To get that gold moving and to avoid paying massive storage fees, they started selling it at a discount. We're talking up to $30 less per ounce than the global benchmark price in London. And when a player that big starts discounting, it starts to drag the whole market down with it. And believe me, when Dubai's gold market sneezes, the whole world catches a cold. Why? Because last year, an absolutely staggering 20% of the entire world's gold supply passed through this one city. It's the second biggest gold hub on the planet. The bottom line here is a simple logistics problem in Dubai can have major ripple effects everywhere else. But this just raises an even bigger question, doesn't it? How on earth did we get here? So let's rewind the clock and see how this small desert outpost managed to build the foundations for a global gold empire. I mean, this is really the core puzzle we're trying to solve today. Dubai doesn't produce any of its own gold. So how did it become this powerhouse in the gold trade? Well, the answer is a fascinating mix of smart strategy, perfect geography, and an incredible knack for capitalizing on chaos. So picture this. In the early 1900s, Dubai is just a small port. Really. Its economy is all about pearl diving and fishing. But its rulers, the Al Maktoum family, saw its potential. It was perfectly positioned for trade, so they made a game-changing decision. They got rid of taxes. That made Dubai a free port, and suddenly merchants from India and Iran came flooding in, bringing their goods, including gold. Then, in the 1960s, they struck oil, and that cash infusion was like pouring gasoline on a fire, funding the massive infrastructure that would fuel its incredible growth. Now, Dubai's rise wasn't just about good planning. It was also about being in exactly the right place at the right time to take advantage of two major crises that were unfolding in other parts of the world. Okay, the first big break came from India. Back in the mid-20th century, the Indian government put these super strict controls on gold imports. But here's the thing about India. You cannot just switch off the cultural demand for gold. It didn't go away, it just went underground. And this created a massive arbitrage opportunity. That's a fancy way of saying the price difference was insane. You could buy gold in Dubai and then sell it in India for nearly double the price. For Dubai's merchants, this was a gold rush, literally. They started shipping enormous amounts of gold across the sea, and in doing so, they cemented Dubai as the go-to supplier for the entire Indian subcontinent. The second catalyst was a tragedy that, for Dubai, turned into a massive opportunity. In the 1970s, a terrible civil war erupted in Lebanon. Now, at that time, Beirut was the undisputed financial capital of the entire Middle East. As the war got worse, the country's best and brightest, its financial experts, started looking for a safe place to land. And what did Dubai do? It rolled out the red carpet. Almost overnight, the city absorbed this incredible brain trust, experienced gold traders, seasoned bankers, commodity merchants, an entire ready-made ecosystem of financial know-how. This influx of human capital was absolutely priceless, and it put Dubai's own development as a financial hub into hyperdrive. All right, so Dubai has this foundation now built on location and a bit of luck. This is where it shifts gears. It stops just reacting to events and starts proactively, deliberately, engineering its status as the city of gold. This wasn't about opportunism anymore, this was pure strategy. And their four-step plan was just brilliant. Step 1, keep using that oil money to build world-class ports and airports. Step 2. In 2002, they launched the DMCC, a huge tax-free zone designed specifically for trading commodities like gold. Step 3. Create their own exchange, the DGCX, to bring in the big institutional money. And Step 4. The masterstroke. Keep taxes ridiculously low. And I mean, just look at the tax advantage here. While a lot of countries in Europe are charging you 15 to 20% in taxes on a gold purchase, Dubai only has a 5% tax. And get this, if you're a tourist, you can get that refunded. This makes it one of the cheapest places on earth to buy physical gold, which is a massive magnet for buyers from all over the world. Of course, when your gold trade explodes like this, you attract a lot of attention, and not all of it is good. So now, Dubai has to play this very tricky balancing act, trying to build a squeaky clean, credible reputation while facing really serious questions about where all this gold is actually coming from. On the one hand, Dubai is definitely making an effort to play by the rules. Its refineries meet the incredibly high-quality standards set by the London Bullion Market Association, which is the gold standard, no pun intended. And they've created their own Dubai Good Delivery Standard, which is their official framework for ensuring gold is sourced responsibly. But then, on the other hand, you get these absolute bombshell reports, like this one from SwissAid. It claims that a mind-boggling amount of gold, we're talking over $30 billion worth in just 1 year, is being smuggled out of Africa, and that a lot of it could be ending up in the UAE. These are incredibly serious allegations that Dubai has become a hub for what many call blood gold. And the sheer scale of this operation really puts those concerns into perspective. Roughly 1,500 tons of gold moves through Dubai every single year. When you're dealing with that kind of volume, making sure every single bar is ethically sourced is a monumental task. And critics say it's a task the city is failing at. So, where does that leave us? After this incredible 50-year sprint from a sleepy desert creek to a global commodities powerhouse, what's next for the City of Gold? Well, from the looks of it, Dubai is not just slowing down, it's doubling down. It is leaning into its gold identity harder than ever. I mean, they're actually planning to build a new street in their gold district that's 800 meters long and just lined with gold shops. The ambition is clearly still there. And so that brings us right back to our final lingering question. We started all this with a crisis that showed just how much power Dubai has over the market. As new challenges, new conflicts, and new controversies keep bubbling up, will the city's golden age begin to tarnish? Or is it somehow going to shine even brighter?